My name is Joan Yoki. Actually, tomorrow, the 25th of this month, will be my family's 9th year in America. And so 9 years ago, my family came here as a refugee from Liberia. But before we got here, we were refugees first in Sierra Leone for about 15 years.
We could try to speak up as loud as possible. I know that the mic is not as loud.
I'll try. But I was just saying that before my family came here 9 years ago, we were first refugees in Sierra Leone, which is where we were registered with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee. And as soon as my family came from Liberia during the war, they went straight to Sierra Leone and registered with the UN. And because they registered with the UN, 15 years later, when they started resettling Liberian refugees around the world, they gave them two options actually: to be repatriated back to their country or to be resettled elsewhere. And my family chose to be resettled elsewhere, and that elsewhere was in Cleveland, Ohio. And so, since we've been here, actually, our experience is very, very different from other other refugee experiences. So before we came here, during the interview process, my father and my mother both expressed that they would like to be in a city or live in a place where there are a lot of churches. And so because they expressed that, once we came through Catholic Charities was in connection with a church already, whose priest worked at Catholic Charities as a lawyer, Father Bob Biggin. I don't know if anybody knows him. But yeah, so he was very eager and excited to meet us because we would be the first African family to start attending this church. And so he was excited to meet us, and once we came in, we met him and we were living in his house that he was renting out to refugees. And so the church just took us as one of theirs. And so my younger sister and myself were enrolled in private Catholic schools. And from there I went on to go to John Carroll University. And I just graduated this May. But surprising, I majored in East Asian Studies because I'm obsessed with Chinese.
All right.
But so we came through the church. Through Catholic Charities, we're first involved with the church, and then from a church we were involved in other institutions such as Esperanza, which is a Hispanic organization, and Building Hope in the City where I work now. And I've been involved in so many other things around the city. But what I'm saying is, all that sounds really good, but that's not the experience for every refugee that comes to Cleveland or America, period. My family's experience is the exception to the rule and not the rule itself. The majority of refugees don't experience the luxury of going to private schools first, or the luxury of going to a university, period. But the one thing I will say is, to your question, that what would be?
How can Cleveland be more welcome?
How can Cleveland be more welcome?
I would say to treat people first and foremost as equal human beings with dignity and respect, because people are coming in with diverse culture, diverse language skills, diverse skills, period, in whether in the work world or just life skills. And all of that is unique in itself. And so coming here, they should be seen as assets, living assets, because all of that is so needed now in this world, because the world is becoming smaller with globalization and technology. And so people are coming with so much from their individual countries. And so I would say to treat people first and foremost as equal human beings with respect and dignity, because what I've observed is that sometimes, not with all refugees, not with all immigrants, not with everybody that comes to America, is that once you come in as the other, somebody who's coming in from outside, who's not an American, you are seen as less. That everybody comes, oh, what do you need? And then when a refugee would say, oh, no, I can't just take from you. I have to give you back something. Like, I took a lady to do, she does henna. She's from South Sudan. From Darfur, Sudan. and she does henna as her hobby, and now she's turning it into a job. And the one thing that she was very insistent on was that she paid me for the ride that I gave her from her house and to the location of where she was doing the henna. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to worry about it. And she's like, no. You drove me from my house to here, out of your busy schedule. I feel responsible to give you something for at least your gas. And then I had to stop in my own track, like, oh, I work with refugees all the time. You don't have to worry about it. I know how hard it is out there. But I had to stop myself because in her own way, she sees us as equal, not me helping her and her being the little person and I'm the big person. So that's why I said to treat people with respect and dignity first.